Good evening and Happy New Year. It's I think the 4th of January as I'm recording this, and I hope you guys had a fantastic Christmas and a great New Year. I know we all had issues meeting up with our families and friends and all the rest of it because, well, basically we couldn't. My sister couldn't come over for Christmas as it was intended, and so I didn't get to see her and her husband and her 2 kids. But, you know, it is what it is. And hopefully you guys are safe and well, and you will remain so until you can get that bloody vaccination in your arm. And hopefully we can see the back of it this year. But enough of that. I actually want to make my first video in a couple of weeks. And what I want to talk about today is Quick Resume on the Xbox. And the reason I want to talk about Quick Resume on the Xbox, and specifically the Xbox Series X and Series S, because that's the only consoles it works on, is because it's quickly becoming my new favourite feature. Anyone who follows my channel knows that I've long been an advocate of the way that Microsoft handles save games, and I think they do it brilliantly. And this has taken it to a whole nother level. Now, I don't know if you can see here, well, you should be able to see here, I've got Black up. And the way it used to work was that you would have a game up and it could be running in the background. And if I hit the 3 little lines to bring up the menu, you can go in and you can quit. But you can also go in and you can carry on where you left off. And there you go, I'm carrying on where I left off. And incidentally, Black, given that it's an original Xbox game, is pretty good looking, I have to say. But anyway, enough of that. If we go out of there, as I say, what you could do is you could go in and out with that game. But what you can do now is you can go directly into another game. So if I go into Forza Horizon 4, which was loading in the background, you'll see on the top right hand corner there it says Quick Resume. And the game should load up. There you go, we're in. We're already in the game. That's how quick it was. I didn't time that, but that was a matter of seconds. And that is phenomenal. And if I go out again, and I go back to Black, it says in the top right hand corner there, Quick Resume. And as I say, bear in mind, this is an original Xbox game. So Quick Resume works with original Xbox games, Xbox 360 games, Xbox One games, and Xbox Series games, Series X and S. So it's pretty impressive. And there are some issues with it. It's not perfect. But when it is working, it is phenomenal. And if you look at Black here, I'm actually running Black on an external USB hard drive. So Quick Resume works whether you've got games on the internal hard drive, whether you've got it on the Seagate SSD that you can buy for $200, 200 quid, or on a USB drive. And as I say, Black's on an external USB drive, and Forza Horizon, and it's Quick Resuming again, is on the internal hard drive. And so there you go. Again, we're back in and out. And so you can have several games running in the background. So if we go into Fight Night Champion, I had Fight Night Champion, again, Quick Resume. And it should take a matter of seconds and we should be back in. And yeah, there you go. If I hit resume, I'm currently fighting Mike Tyson against the computer. Obviously, you can't do quick resume if you're playing with an online opponent because the game would be over. But yeah, I don't want to get into this because I can get very addicted to Fight Night. But anyway, let's just pause that. You want to pause it when you go out because you don't want to come back in and find yourself being floored. But anyway, that's that. So you can go backwards and forwards between the games. Now, there are some issues, as I say, with it. It doesn't work absolutely perfectly all the time. And I'll show you what I mean. If I go into Brutal Legends, which is a 360 game, and so far, Fight Night Champion's a 360 game. Black is an Xbox original game. And Forza Horizon 4 is an Xbox One game, although it's been upgraded to work with the Series X and S. If we go into Brutal Legend, as you see, it's loading up as if I'm just loading it from the start. And I mean, it will take me back into where I left off, or it should do eventually once it's loaded. But it's loading as it would normally. It's not doing the quick resume thing. And then we got the intro and all the rest of it. And I should be able to continue. And bear in mind, this is running off a USB hard drive as well. So it's going to load up a bit slower than it would if it was on the internal drive. But, right, so there you go. We're in. That's all running fine. Perfectly good. But if I go out of there, and now if I go into Forza Horizon 4, you'll see quick resumes come up on Forza Horizon 4 again. And again, that's a matter of seconds and we're back in. So that's fine. So that's good. But if I now go into Brutal Legend, and he won't do it this time just because I'm showing you. But if I go into Brutal Legend, it'll say Game Pass, but I'm having a glitch there by the looks of it. Oh, there you go. It's loading up from the beginning again. So it's going to go through the whole process of loading up. And so some games aren't working with this. And it's not just 360 games or original Xbox games through backwards compatibility that are causing problems. There are also some Xbox One games that won't load up properly as well. And I was having problems with Forza Horizon at first. I was having problems with Gears. Some of that's been sorted out already. But as you can see with Brutal Legend, not everything works. Now, I also found that this wouldn't work with Crimson Skies either. So it's quite hit and miss at the moment. So that needs to be addressed because they do need to have this working 100% of the time. You can't have it be like it currently is, where you can't, you go into a game, you think, oh, I'll go out and I'll play something else. And then you go back to it and it's having to go through the whole load up sequence again. It kind of undermines what is a fantastic feature. The other thing as well, and I think some other people have mentioned this, I would like it so that if you hit the Xbox button, one of the options on here, or whether it's on here or whether it's across under your settings or whether it's at the bottom of the screen or whatever, one of the options should be quick resume. And you should be able to, I don't know, like My Games and Apps, you should be able to click on quick resume and it'll give you a list of the quick resume games that are currently running in the background. That would also help with things like issues that you have with Brutal Legend and Crimson Skies, because you'd be able to actually see which games were running. So that is something that I would like to see. If they had it listed here, quick resume, it'd be fantastic. You just bring it up like you do with Games and Apps, as I say. And it would be awesome. And that would make life so much easier. The other thing, if you had that option where you could just sort of go in and have your your Games and Apps, you go in there like you can with Games and Apps. If you could go into quick resume, you could also take games out of quick resume, which would free up some space for some other games maybe that you wanted to have in quick resume. And to know how many games you had in quick resume and how many games you could juggle would be ideal. And it should also warn you, I don't know if it does this, I've not encountered this so far, it should also warn you if you're trying to load up a game, before you can load that game up, if it's going to take a game out of quick resume, it should tell you and give you the option to go in and save that game before you go out, because otherwise it is causing, more problems than it's solving, but it's certainly making the system not run as smoothly as it should. However, as I say, this, when it works, again, I had this earlier, sometimes it doesn't work properly. Let's try it again from there. There you go. Look, see, this is an illustration of what I mean. It doesn't always work properly. And eventually it will probably load up Forza Horizon. If I try and go into black now, it'll probably load up Forza Horizon. No. And it's There you go, it's loading up Forza Horizon. So that's a glitch. It wouldn't load up Forza Horizon. Tried to go into black, it loaded up Forza Horizon. So these things need to be ironed out, as as I say. But when it does work, which it's it's gone black now, I'm showing you this. When it does work, it's phenomenal, and they do need to sort out the glitching. It's yeah, there you go. Let's see, this is not good. Give it another try. There you go. When it works, it's phenomenal, but it can be, and I've had more problems tonight when I'm trying to record this video, typically, than I've had all the while I've had the Xbox Series X. Wonder if black will load with quick resume now. Yeah, it will. So that's at least working. Forza Horizon, will it load? No, it's not going to do quick resume now. See, it went out of quick resume, and I know I keep harping on it, but that's a problem. It shouldn't do that. It is a phenomenal feature. It is a feature that I think I'm going to enjoy as time goes on, but for the time being, not being able to rely on it does cause it problems. So it's currently it's Xbox's best and worst feature, if that makes any sense. But anyway, I just wanted to go through it, talk about the pros and cons, because it's not all pros. There are quite a few cons with it, and they do need to be sorted. But I cannot stress enough how good it is when it is working. And the other night I was flipping between games. I was flipping between Forza Horizon, Gears, what else? I can't remember what the other one was, but I was flipping between 3 different games, and it was just in and out. And my lad came in, he said, oh, what's this? And he'd not seen it working before, because he'd been playing on his PC all over Christmas. And he was amazed. His eyes were popping out of his head. He thought that was brilliant, because he kind of dips in and out of games as well. But anyway, as I say, I'm done. I've been whittering on long enough. I just thought you'd like to see, I mean, you may not have an Xbox Series X yet. I just wanted you to see how good it can be, but also how bloody bad it can be when it's not working properly. But yeah, that's me done. I'm going to hit the hay, I think, because it's getting late. And I'll speak to you guys in the next one. Bye. And again, Happy New Year.